Did you know that 97% of people say fifth instead of fifth? Hello YouTube, how you doing? How was your past 2 weeks? Mine? Pretty good actually. I had a very nice time doing not a whole lot. I mean, I went fishing and I made a video about fishing, which will be in the bar, wherever it is beside me, below me, around me, or above me. But other than that, I just kind of hung out with friends and didn't do a whole lot. It was nice, but now we're back to Rant and I'm back to working, so I have to be at work in like an hour, so let's get this filmed. Today's topic is a little bit interesting, and it's a little bit different because it's sort of a topic, sort of a question. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about the topic, I'm going to talk about the topic. So as many of you know, I am Canadian.
Random awesome face.
Awesome! Yes! Yes! Awesome! Yes! Yes! I was born in Canada and pretty much raised in Canada. My parents are both Canadian. My mother was born in Canada, my dad moved here from Germany when he was 15. And my brother was obviously born in Canada as well. So, pretty safe to say we're a Canadian family, right? Right, good. So when I was about 6 years old, my family moved to Florida because my dad got a job working with IBM. And we lived in Florida for like less than a year, and then we moved to North Carolina for about 3 or 4 years, and then we moved back to Canada. Now, when we moved back to Canada, we obviously still had American plates on our vehicle for at least a little while. Like that's, you know, common sense. You've moved back, you have some time before you have to switch your plates, you don't get around to it right away, and you know, you wait about a month before switching your plates. No big deal, right? Apparently it is a big deal. In the short time that we had American license plates on our vehicle, my parents got flipped off more than they ever did ever. They just got treated very rudely by Canadian drivers because they had American plates on their vehicle. Totally 100% Canadian, but apparently that's not good enough. And let me rest assured, my parents are not bad drivers whatsoever. Now, you may think I'm about to go on and on and on about how immature and stupid those people are for doing that to us when we had American plates on our car. You know, for making the assumption that just because we're American they can flip us off. But I'm not going to do that because that would be stooping to their level. I would be acting no differently than they had. Instead, I'm simply going to ask my favorite question to ask on this show. Why? 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 And by why, I'm kind of meaning, why are you people buying into stereotypes? Why are you listening to what other people tell you and just going off of what they tell you? Because some of you, I know just by looking at you, you've never left Canada ever in your life. And yet you choose to believe what everyone else tells you about everyone else in the world. You do realize that stereotypes are formed by the crazy and most unlikable people in every country. Unless there is no unlikable people in your country, in which case everyone from your country is known as being nice. And even at that, buying into a stereotype and believing it is one thing, but then choosing to act on it by spreading hate/negativity? Really? If you're not happy with a certain group of people because what you understand about them is that they are rude and obnoxious, why do you choose to be rude and obnoxious? You do realize that being rude and obnoxious only promotes more rude and obnoxious people because you get those people ticked off and then you have big arguments and fights going on. And now more importantly, why do you care so much what country people are from? I know this kind of goes along with stereotypes, but it's more the sense of how does a country that someone is from change who they are? Yes, of course, culture is different in every country and that can sort of shape your personality. But if I was born and raised in Russia, yes, my cultural attitudes and stuff would be a little bit different, but I still have the same mind, body, and soul. My brain still works the same. I still have a passion for certain things. I just speak a different language, have a much different accent, and have a very different cultural background. But at the heart, I'm the same person. It's still me. I think this is just one of those things that I will never be able to understand about humanity, is why they attach so much meaning to their country. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love Canada. I love living here, but I don't love everything about myself because I'm Canadian. I don't declare war on anyone who says Canada sucks. It's your opinion, it's just a piece of land, I'm over it, dude, don't worry about it. I mean really, for me to say that my grass is better than your grass, first of all you have to wonder why I'm arguing about that, and then you can wonder whose grass is better, but first you're really asking yourself, is this a valid and good use of my time to be arguing about whose grass is greener? I mean that's just, it's so confusing to me that people attach so much meaning to the piece of land that they were born on. You realize the only reason that piece of land means anything to you is that there's a government who screws you over that rules that land all the time. If it wasn't for governments, there wouldn't be any countries. So It doesn't make any sense to me. And again, if you are that kind of person that loves your country and stuff and love yourself because you're from that country, why do you choose to hate everybody else? Like, it's just, I can't grasp it. It doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, I said I'm not going to be pointing the finger, and I think I'm borderline pointing the finger, so I'm going to stop there. What do you think of all this? This is, of course, an opinion show, so comments and video responses are very welcome, and we will discuss them next week in Hero of the Week. So this week for Hero of the Week, I couldn't pick out a certain someone really, because if you guys remember, we talked about the apocalypse and how it didn't happen, but we also talked about how, what if it really had been real, how would you have spent the last 24 hours of your life? And pretty much every comment had the same general thing to say. They would kind of just relax and take it easy. They would spend time with family. They would make a good use of their time instead of spending it freaking out. Which is awesome, so thank you. However, there was one comment from JDW1999 that said that, but also said that in the Bible that prophesies about the end of the world, there is also a part of the Bible which says that there are going to be all kinds of people who try and say, it's happening now, it's happening now. But if you remember last week, I also said that in the Bible, it says no one is ever going to be able to predict the day, the time, or the hour. Meaning, yeah, there's going to be people who are going to try and come and tell you to donate money to help them raise money for the apocalypse, which... what? But they're wrong. Don't listen to them. If it's going to happen, you will not be able to predict when it's going to happen. It's just going to happen. So thank you, JDW1999, and everybody else that commented on that video. You are all so wonderful and I love you! That was kind of weird. Sorry. And now for today's shout-out! Today's shout-out goes out to a YouTube user named Paco Likes Pie 1967. Paco Likes Pie 1967 was the 10th person to comment on my last rant video. Thank you, Paco Likes Pie 1967. Shout out to you. Remember, if you'd like a shout out on one of my videos, just be the 10th person to comment on this video and I'll be sure to give you a shout out in the next video. When I went like this, I was trying to point like this video, like the one that you're watching right now. And if you'd really like to comment but don't have anything to say about anything else I've already talked about in this video, here, as I weekly, would you rather always lose games or never play games? I just lost the game, by the way. Sorry. And remember guys, if there's a random face that you'd like to see me do, just leave it in the comments. I love getting random faces. I love doing them. They're fun. They're different. They add a little bit of spark to the sometimes boring conversations that we have. Not boring, but you know what I mean? Like they can become monotonous even though it might be interesting. So adding that random face just makes it like blah. But yeah, just leave the random face in the comments if you have one. That was what I was trying to say. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that's everything I got to say for today and the rest this week. If you'd like to check out any of my other videos, there's a button up here that you can click on and scroll through them and pick a video that interests you. But for now, I'm Isaac, and I'm thanking you for joining me once again on Rant.
Peace in.
Comment and subscribe, comment and subscribe, comment and subscribe. And maybe favorite too.
Blah.